Voters in Pawlet and Rupert may be heading to the polls this November 21st to authorize the creation of a new school district. If approved, the new district, to be known as the Meadowy School District, will be a merger of the existing school districts of Pawlet and Rupert, as well as a third district known as the Union District Number 47, which operates the Meadowy Community School for the town's kindergarten through 6th grade students. It will also be a so-called side-by-side district with the already formed Taconic and Green Regional District in the Bennington-Rutland Supervisory Union. But first, the State Board of Education has to approve a revised merger proposal submitted by the Meadowy Merger Study Committee. The State Board rejected an earlier one they submitted during their meeting on September 20th. That proposal was rejected largely because it maintained a policy of designating some schools in Salem and Granville, New York, a short distance away from Rupert and Pawlet. Jackie Wilson, the BRSU school superintendent, explains.
Merger committee got back together and they needed to make a decision about how to move forward, if they wanted to move forward, given that the State Board of Education had rejected their proposal on September 20th. I had made a recommendation to the committee to submit a new proposal on October 18th to the State Board of Education, supporting paying tuition for students in grades 7 through 12 over designation. And I made that recommendation because I really didn't see any other path forward if they wanted to move forward. The State Board had made it very clear when we went up there that they had some significant concerns about the equity gap that had been created through the practice of designation. And by that I mean that, about half of the kids in Pawlet were choosing to go to a school other than the New York designated schools, and about 30% of the kids from Rupert are making that choice. And the tuition rates are much lower for the New York schools. The cost is much lower than it is for Vermont schools because it's heavily subsidized by New York. Subsidize their schools at a high rate. So it's not that the actual cost is less, but the subsidy is much greater. So for those parents and those families that want to choose to go somewhere else, the gap between what they can get from Rupert or Pawlet is quite significant. So for example, the tuition rate in Rupert this year to Salem, I think, was $5,400. And if you are a kid that wants to attend another school other than Salem, that's a lot of money to pay. So the State Board had some real concerns that not all kids had that choice because it was based on their ability to pay.
If the State Board approves the new merger plan, candidates for the 6 board seats on the new Meadowy School District School Board will have to come forward by October 23rd to be on the ballot in time for the vote on November 21st. It's a tight time frame, Jackie Wilson said.
So the board, it was a tough meeting. The board voted 4-3 to support that. So I don't know if you remember, but that was exactly the vote to go with maintaining designation. So it was a tough conversation. And we'll see what happens now. I'm on the docket. I've submitted it to the State Board of Ed. We're on the docket for the 18th of this month. I feel confident that they will approve it because they really just wanted us to address that issue. And so that issue has been addressed. Now it will really be up to the voters. Is this something they want? That'll be the next. And that vote is set for, we have a very, very short timeline. That vote is set for November 21st. And I have a meeting Wednesday night at which both Pawlet and Rupert boards will sign off on the warning. We'll get that posted. There's a very short window for folks, for running for those positions, the 6 new positions on that board. They have to submit their petitions. I believe it's between the 12th of October and the 23rd of October.
The issue of choice versus designation has been at the forefront of Pawlet and Rupert's attempts to forge an Act 46 school district merger for the past 2 years. If they fail to craft one this time, the tax incentives that go along with a new merger proposal may be at risk. For the GNAT TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.